Today, I want to talk to you about identifying the why. This right here is the single most important tool for sales. It gets your prospect to literally tell you why they want to buy your product or service, which means you can personalize how you present your offer and then change the way you sell to them. It's super powerful. So how do you get someone to tell you word for word exactly what's going to make them buy? You ask them. Hey, I said that this was super important. I didn't say it was super difficult. All you need to do is ask them open-ended questions. An open-ended question is one that cannot be answered with yes or no. For example, is it hot outside? Is a closed-ended question. Because you can say, yes, it is hot, or no. But what's the weather like outside is open-ended, because they have to tell me whether it's hot, cold, sunny, rainy, or something that's not yes or no to answer my question. Now, before I get into exactly how to ask the questions, I want to make this clear. I know this should be obvious, but when you ask a question, you need to listen to the answer. Too many people worry about what question will I ask next, or how am I going to tell them or ask them this next question, rather than focusing on the answer that your prospect is giving you and processing that fully. As the saying goes, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so be sure you use them in that proportion. So now that you know to close your mouth and open your ears, let's talk about how to ask your questions. There's a saying in sales that is play dumb to dig deep. Basically, you may feel the questions you're asking are basic, or in some cases even silly, and in some cases they might actually be. Or you might even feel silly just asking so many questions. But you're using these basic questions so that you can better help your customer. So ask the question with confidence, wait for the answer, and when you get the answer, listen fully to the answer. So, what kind of questions do you ask to find out their reason why? Honestly, you could ask anything that gets the answer without being rude. For example, if you're a new home builder, you could use questions like, what's the main reason you decided to build a new home? And what specifically are you looking for in a new house? Why is that important to you? And why is that important to you? And what would getting that ultimately mean to you? Like I said, you might feel silly asking these types of questions or asking a question twice, but you will get in-depth answers that you can use to then easily navigate through the rest of your sales process. And prospects don't mind being asked these questions, as it lets them know that someone's listening and actually cares about what they're after. So give it a go. Find out their why and breeze through your sales process by knowing exactly why your prospect wants to buy. And if you like this, go to tradescoaching.com/chat and book in to have a chat to myself or one of our coaches about how we can help you in your business. Bye for now.